Hi guys, welcome back to Geeks Wargaming and welcome to our latest video. And today we've just got back from day one of Warhammer Fest 2019. So I just wanted to do a very quick little video for everything that we've seen, everything new, and our thoughts on everything that we've seen as well. So first off, Matt from the channel had a golden ticket, so he managed to get into the 40k seminar. So I've got some pictures I'm going to show you. But what I'm going to do is first I'm going to hand over to Matt. He's going to talk about the seminar and then we'll come back and we'll have a look at the pictures.
Hi there guys, so we've done the morning. It's around about midday now, so we were allowed in early, around about 9:20, which meant that we had the run of the hall to ourselves. So the first thing we did was queue up and get the seminar tickets. We got the seminar ticket for the 40k preview, we got the seminar ticket for the Age of Sigmar preview, and then we got one for making your own colours for painting and whatnot, which is this evening. We then went to the sales stand, went a little bit nuts buying the new objective markers, dice tray, some really nice metal dice as well. We did the 40k preview seminar, and to be honest with you, it was a little bit lacklustre. The things that were shown weren't really anything new. There was new videos there of the stuff that's already been spoiled. So we saw the Skitarii transport. It kind of looks like a Dunkirk landing craft with a turret on there. Different configurations where you can turn around, whether it's got a front ramp or a rear ramp. There was more Renegade Knights, which looks like it's going to just be an upgrade kit. So you standard Imperial Knight, but the armour plate is going to be different, head sprue different. But that is going to be supported by a new codex. There is at this event a massive push for the new colour system. I've taken lots of photos and we'll put those up later as well, or mix it in with this video. And I'll be honest with you again, the new paint system is fantastic. You've got to see it, got to have a play with it. So that's our plan now between the two seminars. We're going to go in, see if we can get one of the demonstration pods going, have a go with this the new technical paint, which is the contrast system. And I'm sure you're all going to hear about that from everywhere.
So thanks to Matt for doing that little video for us from the Warhammer Fest 40k seminar. So if I keep looking down, I've got some notes and I've got the pictures that I want to talk about to make sure I don't try and miss anything. So let's start with 40k. So 40k this year, there probably wasn't as much shown and showcased. However, what they did show was actually quite exciting and quite nice. So let's start Sisters of Battle. Sisters of Battle, we have seen a computer generated image before of what they're going to look like, or what one miniature is going to look like. Well, that's now in miniature form and they've actually done it and it looks fantastic. It looks absolutely amazing. There is also a second miniature as well, the lady on the jetpack, which I love. And Sisters of Battle are looking really good and really exciting, and I'm really looking forward to seeing the full range, because if they look anything like the two miniatures that we've now seen, they're going to be excellent. I think the biggest thing this year at Warhammer Fest 40k is a new codex, Chaos Knights. So a whole codex dedicated to Renegade Knights, that they're miniatures, oh boy. So we had 3 in a cabinet, and yes, they look absolutely fantastic. They're not just the standard knights that we've got currently. They look like new builds completely, so it's not like they've just put spikes and skulls on and gone, oh, they're chaos. It looks like a whole new miniature, realistically. And we were there with the guys from Frag and Plasma, and they actually pointed out the knee joints of the knights, that the way that it's done looks different to the current knights that we have. So really exciting times. Now, the codex was there and it was inside the glass cabinet, so you could see the front cover of the codex. Now what I did was, using my phone, I took a photo from underneath the codex so I could see what was on the bottom, because there's normally a nice picture, and it looks like, from the picture, from what I can see, it looks like I might be getting Chaos armigers as well, so the smaller ones as well. So they look like some of them were in that photo, so it looks like we could be getting Chaos armigers, which would be amazing. They really would. And the 3 knights that we saw in the cabinet, wow, they look fantastic, and something that I'm actually really tempted to do, especially with Black Legion, who had some Chaos Knights, and run them forward as well, which would be great. And then we move on to AdMech. So we have a new transport for the AdMech. Looks like a hovercraft. That is a landing craft from the Second World War with a turret on top. Probably the best way for me to sum it up. Yeah, it looks really nice, to be honest. And there seems to be two variants of it. So we've seen the model with the roof on. And then with the roof off. And then obviously me and Robin were talking, and maybe the one with the roof on will act like a Razorback, where you lose some of your transport capacity, and then the one with the roof off will be bigger transport. But looks great. The landing ramp coming down at the front looks brilliant. Love the fact it's like a hovercraft. Repulsor tank, some new weapon options for the turret. So I think we've got about 3 now. One looks like a massive great big plasma. One looks like a battle cannon. They look really interesting. That should be quite good. It's a tank that I'm tempted to get and I haven't got yet. But maybe with these new turret guns, maybe something I might actually have to get myself. While we're on 40k, and it's not exactly 40k, the Bandai stuff that was there. So we had the 7.5 inch, I think they are, action figure, probably the best way to describe it, that is a Space Marine. So me and Robin were liking it, but we weren't sold. And then we saw it today. So we've seen the unpainted, and now as far as I'm aware from the Warhammer community post, these come painted. So we've seen the grey version of it. Oh boy, they look amazing. They look fantastic. The little cherub heads were there as well in their preview. They look great. They look really cute and would probably work for Geeks to go and buy. But that action figure, fully posable as well. It is a Primaris Marine, which I don't know how some people feel about the fact that it's not a classic tactical Marine. It is more the Primaris. But it looks awesome. And let's face it, I'm going to go probably buy 1, maybe 2, because they're probably going to be Ultramarines. And let's quickly touch on Apocalypse. So staying in 40k, just bigger. So I was expecting quite a bit about Apocalypse at this, and we haven't really seen anything. So we've seen that there's going to be some Apocalypse data cards, one for each faction. So there's Orcs and Necrons, and then the Apocalypse box that you get everything in. And then there's command assets that you can use. Now, as talking to Matt, we found out a little bit more about this. You remove the casualties at the end of a battle round. So you're not just taking if you go second, you're not just taking miniatures off. You will get to shoot your miniatures before you take them off, which is quite nice, because there'd be nothing worse than paying 4,000 points for a Reaver Titan and then having it blown apart in turn 1 and never getting to shoot it. You would actually get to fire that, which I like. I like that fact. There is stratagems, or these command assets that you'll be able to play in your opponent's turn. So you're not just going to be sitting there for a turn 1 while your opponent moves 10,000 points of miniatures, which can take quite a while. So yes, I like the fact that you interact in your turns. We saw the movement trays. So these are on the video. We didn't actually see them at Warhammer Fest. Well, I didn't, but we saw them on the video. It's been released by Warhammer Community. I like the fact that they're see-through. I like the fact that the way that they're done in their little squads of 5, and it's easy to move your miniatures. Love it. Not sure how it's going to work with Orc Boys. You're going to need a lot of those trays. So yes, Apocalypse is happening. Everybody shoots. I like that. I really do. Nothing worse than taking your miniatures off and not having to do anything with them. Now I'm going to move on to Adeptus Titanicus. So what have we seen for Adeptus Titanicus? Looks like we've got some new knights coming out. These look pretty nice, actually. The one that's the football, I can't remember what it's called. That looks really good. Some new scenery. So we've got new silos, and we've got what look like hangars, but with the smaller doors. The fact that we've got a sloped one that looks like it would lead down to steps, and some generators going on. That will make a really nice addition to any Adeptus Titanicus battlefield, I think. We've got some new Reaver Carapace weapons coming out as well. That looks really nice. I think there's about 2 or 3 new ones coming out for the Reaver. I am going to be getting a Reaver or 2 and a couple of Warhounds to go with my Warlord, so we can get some Adeptus Titanicus on the channel. Robin has got his Warlord painted, and we're going to paint up some stuff, and we're going to get it on the channel as soon as we can. But I'd probably say the biggest thing from Warhammer Fest this year, and quite easily the thing they were pushing the most. So if you've been to Warhammer Fest before or have never been, basically it's over 3 floors. The ground floor is the sales, and then the gaming, and then like the paint and play and all that kind of stuff. Middle floor is normally the preview floor where all the preview miniatures are, and then the top floor is Golden Demon and interaction with the studio guys and the rule makers. This year that middle floor was completely and utterly dedicated to one thing and one thing only, and that is the new contrast paints. So you could get in and you could use your contrast paints on your miniatures. Now it's a small room, it's probably the smallest room there, and it was heaving, so no chance to get in and sit down and actually have a go with these new paints. From what they've shown you in the cabinets of all of the Marines painted up, they work quite well, I would say, with some colours. Now it's not going to change the way that I paint up my armour, especially with my Ultramarines, because I've got my technique down and I really like how my Ultramarines look. So these paints are meant to shade and kind of highlight in one go. So basically you undercoat in the, I think it's the bleach bone, which is the new undercoat that'll be coming out, and then you go over with these. They're kind of like a wash, but probably with more, or the technical paint with more pigment in. So they pull away from the edges, and then they go into where you would wash with your shade. So you've got a thinner line of the colour at the top, and then normal, and then darker. So you've got your shade and your highlight. Now I can see this working with flesh tones. So I went back and had a look at flesh tones. Yes, I can definitely see this being a very quick and easy way to make flesh tones look fantastic. Maybe the greys. I think there's certain colours it probably doesn't work with. Ultramarines probably being one of them. Space Wolves looked a little bit 30k-ish, more than the 30k grey rather than the 40k bluey grey. But yeah, I think they look really nice, and that is the one thing they were really pushing. No matter which floor I think you went on, there was always something to do with those paints. But overall, interesting first day of Warhammer Fest. Now we're not going tomorrow, so we're only going for the one day, but I don't think there's going to be anything new shown tomorrow. From the Age of Sigmar point of view, apparently Matt went to that seminar. No new battle tone stuff. It was all the Black Tower mini games for AOS that was shown. There was a little bit of 3D printed, some new miniatures, I think, for the vampires, and that was it. So not much for Age of Sigmar, not much for 40k, not really anything for Apocalypse, just some empty boxes. So on the reveals side of it, and you know, here's our great new thing, I'd say that's probably where Chaos Knights have come in. But yeah, it was great. It was nice to walk around. It was great to meet some of you guys out there and have a chat to some of you. Always lovely to meet our subscribers and have a chat. We met up with some other YouTubers as well, which is nice to get to meet some that we've not met before, and then some that we count as friends. But yeah, it was really, really good first day. I'll be interested to see what comes out of day 2. I'll be watching Warhammer Community probably like everybody else. So thanks for watching, guys. What do you think to the new stuff that they previewed here with the photos and everything else? Are you along the same lines as me, where Sasses of Battle look great if the rest of the range looks like those 2 miniatures? Chaos Knights look amazing. Really looking forward to seeing the little armigers running around. But on the grand scheme of things, probably not actually that much revealed, and nothing that really blew us away. Apart from Chaos Knights and Robin, but that's because it's Knights and it's Robin and he loves his Knights. It's just started to rain really quite heavily, so I'm going to wrap up the video here before that gets really loud. But yes, thanks for watching. Please leave us a comment. Please like, share and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Don't forget to click that little bell icon so that you never miss any of our content. And as always, we'll see you on the next one.